A very good day, my lovely friends. I'm back today again with my writings. Myself, Dr. Deepak Singh from Raw. I hope you all are enjoying my writings and taking the modes of understanding from there. Today, I want to discuss one of the poetry that has been made on a very unique way that brings out some terms or brings out some commercial values to be understood on that what is or what is in a term it is necessary to bring on an appropriate commercial term investment. The poetry itself starts with a very unique assumption of what could be said when an XYZ, that is investment of temporal lobe. A very unique topic indeed, my friend. Investment in temporal lobe. How it could be understood that how we could invest in temporal lobe. We all know what the temporal lobe is. The temporal lobe, that is the center, in the middle of our brain, that act in just between all the apparatus, the brain sector apparatus in resultant that acts on over there, and then bring on the necessary impedance to the mind even, and bring out the value to be known or understood on. So in that way, the investment of temporal lobe, but the very unique, the coin word, what could be said? I generally I'm writing poetry now in different way, on variation of methodology, changing on, experimenting on, and researching on. So a unique way also I just put on a coin word. What is that called? What could be said to be the coin word? That coin word is geometry. So in this poetry, what I have been made over here is an investment of temporal lobe. The coin word is geometry. Geometry is far more. Now see, these all are writings. These all just not to enjoy, even to bring on some educative value, to bring on some necessary way to compel oneself to bring on a thinking in a better way. And if that is distributed, if that is bought, or if that is in differentiation, if that is means allowed to, or in any circumstances it is initiated in the form of an initiation circulation to the widespread area in the society, that has got a value. That indeed has got a value to be understood. That is the part, and that is the main objective of writing indeed. No, if a reflection of vectors is not found on, if the reflection of the nucleus of the mind is not sketched on, then the psychology or the quantum psychology would be not in any term be get conserved to be understood in the year-log matrix. So this is all just like a way of poetry objectives indeed in that way has to be understood in a year-log matrix, in that way that the quantum psychology is getting conserved. So my friend, the poetry, I will not go far. I will discuss another poetry also. I will discuss two poetry. This one, the investment of temporal lobe, and another also there. I will come later on in a few moments. So the poetry, as in the first one, the coin word starting with the geometry, means why the geometry? Geometry is indeed necessary. Geometry is indeed necessary for any kind of integration, for any kind of congregation, for any kind of commutation, or for any kind of harmony, for any kind of nature's symphony to be acting on. So that is where the nature, the determinants of contours, coordinates in synchronization. The nature itself, the nature is full of its coordinates, determinants, with unique coordinates as much as we can hone it out. It is full of, and it is totally in synchronization. It is totally in tethering with us in the form of our awareness skills, and with the vectors of binded literature, an exponent wonder formation, and with all this form, with all this way, this awareness, the awareness of us, and the field, meta field of the nature that enables us to correlate, it totally gives out a unique literature each and every time. Out to the depth algorithm to invent algebra of thought medium. And that way the thought medium where the algebra is invented, the algebra, or what could be said to be an abstract coherence in a proper unique equation, in a proper unique manner, and thus to weave the density flux of mind in coherence of wisdom. And this way the temporal lobe enables in a proficient and proliferate way, in proliferation, to bring out wisdom. And there were another part of the poetry or that what could also I want to discuss in this way. Now this poetry, why I want to discuss, that is another one, is mind vectors game. Why mind vectors game? The coin word used here is game. Now what is the objective of writing all this high prolific writing? What is the use if not has to be get conserved in proper way? And what is the game? Game means the institution of mind to be get applied in a proper way, to be get enriched with the thoughts process. It is a matrix airlock game. Reflexionology, that means how the reflection is acting, how the codes are getting conserved, how the methodology is processed. So this way the application of that yield the definite tendency and commute. That the objective is set out to bring out in different tendencies and compel or tend to bring out a reaction to act or give a feed value by the daters. That is the enrichment of data technology, that how, in what form, just like how a teacher enables to their pupils and pupils enables the question to his teacher. The commutation method, when it is spread of wide, far away, then we use the Yarlov matrix to be fetched on and bring on a definite way of understanding in a form of reflexionology. A new word, reflexionology, that enables or to make it known that quantum psychology is conserved. Today, the whole world is in a cocoon state. We are all binded together from far distance, from different types of peoples and personalities. But how could we respond? How could we bring into our own applicative reaction to them, to each other? We require quantum psychology matrix to be fetched in the Yarlog by different codes in such a way that it would enable the conservation. Out to the arbitration coordinate, the weave of thoughts in mute, obviously. The weave of thoughts are all in mute. The communication through our data, the communication through our devices that we are using every day are in mute form. To be in a means application of that mind vectors, the form of intelligentsia that is prepared or made, that is very mime and enacted in application. The subjectives and the contents of Skylog blues. Oh, the Skylog, the contours that I said, the Skylog blue, sky as blue it is, though the sky is not blue. As we continue to go on and on and on, we don't find the sky is blue, it is a space, beyond space. But in conservation of integration of understanding in a unique physic manner, we can contemplate the sky to be blue. And that is illusion indeed. So that the subjectives and the contents of Skylog blues, to the adjective, the cosmos was the literature for every in mind use. And thus the mind, just like a drop of dews, the mind is enriched with a unique literature in the Yarlog matrix. So this was the two poem, my friend, my Vector's Game, and another one is Investment in Temporal Lobe. I hope you now already have come across and known that what are the general way of what are the general meaning and objectives of writings to bring on an object application and codes application to be understood and enrich your intelligentsia, enrich your mind value, and just be happy and enjoy your life. Thank you, my friend.